product that we would see on Triller was always they had to turn the live crowd down. And when it comes to Mexican wrestling, the strength of Mexican wrestling is the live, loud crowd. So you turn it down. So you had the announcers who couldn't feel the crowd. We couldn't feel the crowd watching it. So you're getting like Mexican wrestling with no big crowd. And the thing with of all the wrestling styles, I think the two ones that need crowds to work are WWE and Triple and any Lucha Libre. Because like when CMLL was doing the empty arena stuff and AA, and when I was watching both of them, it just doesn't work with no crowds. It's such a crowd-based thing. And WWE style, because there's so much about Pavlovian and crowd reactions and everything, it doesn't really work well. Whereas a super high, so more believable, hard-hitting, I would say, style, like New Japan, like they did the best with no crowds, and AEW did better. But AEW always had the wrestlers to be the crowd, so they never really went totally empty arena, or didn't do it for much. So it's never that big of a negative. But so they've always had these discussions. The thing with this one is that like I was aware, and everyone was aware of the idea that in their minds they eventually wanted this thing owned by WWE, and how it was going to get there. But the suddenness of the completion, like nobody, like everybody knew that there was talks going on. I don't think anybody knew it was going to happen this week. And I know that like when it came to that, there's people who were, I mean, it's because the feeling is like AEW announces this Mexico show, and then days later, WWE announces the Mexico show. Not only the show, but we're buying the company. So it's timing-wise makes it look like we're doing this for that reason. And they're not buying AAA to CML is on fire, and WWE always has a thing when a company's on fire. It's one of those things. They want to be the only company on fire, and CML is really on fire right now. But this has not been bought. That's not a big concern to them. It is a concern to AAA, though, so it's going to be interesting how that all works out. The other thing that was always interesting to me was with AAA. They were always in the feud with CMLL, and Conan used to always, in those days, it was always like, look at the big picture. Our problem isn't CMLL. Our problem is going to be the American companies coming down here, because they're once they get on TV with that style, we'll have, there's a lot of things. So, but yeah, now the American company actually owns them, so that's a completely different dynamic. And like it's going to be difficult for AAA, for CMLL, I should say. But again, not right away because they're on fire. But it's just I think that the speed of the conclusion of the negotiations was very interesting because I don't think anyone had anything leaked like there was going to be a done deal this week. It was something that had been worked on. I mean, going back at least more than a year, there had been talk and there had been negotiations, and there had been WWE people at AAA shows recently, the One Day Libera show and things like that, and they were there for business reasons to look it over and figure out what they're going to do and all that. I mean, that has all happened in recent weeks. But I was surprised. I was surprised at the day the sale was announced. I was not surprised that WWE got AAA, and I don't think anyone involved in Mexican wrestling closely from a U.S.